obviously it's the first time we've talked to you since the game and since Shane was let go. How did you hear that news? What are your thoughts about that news?
I heard about it. I was at the crib. I think Holland called me. Holland called me and told me.
Your reaction?
Man, it was a bummer, that we had to let Shane go. I wish we could have got it done for him. Put together some good weeks, towards the end of the season. That would have been nice. But I've been through this before, so I know how when the head coach get fired, shortly after, a lot of things start to fall apart. But, that's just the nature of the business. But, I wish Shane the best. But we have to move on, and we have to prepare for this week against the Patriots, Monday Night Ball.
You mentioned it was a bummer. Why was it a bummer, and were you surprised by this at all?
Just a bummer because, I like Shane, and I worked with him this whole year, being a leader and last year, but being a leader of the defense, we had to develop a certain relationship. So, that's why it's a bummer. But like I just said, it's the nature of the business. Once you have that first fire, just things start to, kind of happen from there. And I've seen it before, so, it's not like a crazy shocker, but it's just, it's tough sometimes, having that relationship with somebody for so long and then they just leave, You
know Charlie Bullen pretty well. He's you're in his room, right? He's never called plays in the NFL before. What makes you think he can do it?
Charlie's a smart coach. I feel like he's been around a lot. He has a lot of experience. He was under a great tree. And just, talking ball with him every day, watching extensive film with him every day, I picked up on his football knowledge. So I think it's a good, but I feel like on our defensive staff, we could have really went either way. All our coaches are, experienced and, are very smart. So I feel like we could have went either way, but, they chose Charlie, and I'm grateful for that because me and him have a very, very tight relationship. So.
Just one last thing. I know there's other people there. They could have gone a different way. There were guys on the staff who have been defensive coordinators before.
Yeah.
Were you surprised one of them was not picked?
No, I wasn't really surprised. Like I said, we could have went either way. I wouldn't have been mad with any other choices, but I'm just a little bit more grateful because Charlie's been in my room for 2 years. So,
Very good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Evan Barnes.
Hey, Ryan.
Yo.
If you could, you and Charlie have that very tight relationship. Like, what is he like as a coach working with him, and just kind of what has he brought out of you and that really whole linebacker room?
Really, I feel like he really brought out the best in all of us, so to speak. I feel like Tibbs was playing his best ball he's played since he's been here. I've been playing the best ball of my career, from a rushing standpoint, from a dropping standpoint, really just understanding the entire defense. So I really feel like he's getting the best out of us. But other than that, like Charlie is a guy that he's going to shoot it straight to you. You're not really going to sugarcoat much. And yeah, he's just going to demand your best because he's going to give you his. So.
All right. And then obviously you guys have looked at the tape now and again. Obviously, the fourth quarter again just was another disappointment for you guys. How do you process these fourth quarter, what happens in these fourth quarters? Like, why do you think it just seems to be that you guys play well to the fourth and then just not able to get that closing stop you guys want?
Just the critical moments. It's one play here, one play there. And, with a guy like Gibbs, couldn't give him much room because he has that home run speed that can really hurt you, which he showed us. So, you got to be tight on all cylinders playing a guy like that dynamic. So, that's where we failed in that aspect, in those critical downs, and that's what we have to be better at. So,
thank you.
Steve Wino.
Hey, Brian, I know you guys just started preparing for the Patriots, but what have you seen sort of out of Drake May, and what makes him such a tough quarterback to play against?
Oh, he's talented arm. I'm not really too sure yet about his how quick he is to process everything, but I do feel like he makes the right plays at the right time. He does seem a bit poised maybe a little bit too poised in the pocket, but just overall, he's been showing his talent for sure.
What do you mean about two poise? I know folks have said that about Jackson Dart a little bit too. Of maybe there's a little bit of how do you sort of exploit that as a defender?
Really just getting to him, like hitting his blind spots, like his backside. Like I feel like at times he's so caught up in, making the right play or, getting so caught up in his routes downfield, he just forgets about somewhat of who's rushing him, if that makes sense. Like what I mean by poise, it could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. But what I mean by poise is that he takes his time, that he makes the right reads, and he tries to make the right play. It can also bite you in the butt at a certain amount of times if you got edge rushers coming and you're not really too cognitive of where they are.
Thank you.
We'll take two more. Art Stapleton.
Hey, Burns, how's it going, man?
What's that?
You had talked earlier this year about the need for the players to kind of take ownership of the defense, what you were guys trying to do, being heard. Is this another opportunity now where, Kafka kind of talked about having a clean slate for Charlie to kind of get in there with the coaches and the players? Do you feel like you guys can kind of take even more ownership of the defense right here down the stretch of the season?
Yeah, I mean, man, look, we got 5 left. Kind of like, I guess if you want to look at it as a clean slate, you can. But we got 5 left, 5 guaranteed, and that's all we're going to get. So, I mean, why not? Is that this the end of the season? All the goals that you wanted to hit, that you had penciled out before the season, why not go out there and give it all you got to get to it? So, if you want to look at it as a clean slate, you can. I mean, I kind of been looking at the back half of the season as, I'm finna go all out regardless of our record or regardless of whatever we eliminated, whatever. It don't really matter to me. What only matters is like when I'm between the white lines in the film that I put out there. So that's kind of what I'm focused on and what I'm trying to, reiterate to the guys.
I guess I meant even more so than that just schematically. Like, are there things that you guys see in the film and say, why don't we try this? Why don't we change this? Not necessarily wiping out, the season, but looking at the defense, maybe it's an opportunity for you guys to kind of change some things up that maybe previously you maybe somebody wouldn't speak up, or the coaches were kind of, look, it's the defensive coordinator who's been here all year. He might not change things, but now things are changing in front of you.
I don't think the plays or the calls are going to change too dramatically, too drastically. I mean, honestly, because we're in week 13 now.
Yeah.
But we're still early in the week. We haven't really gotten to the schematics of how we're going to attack the Patriots yet. But I do see maybe some small things changing just because it's a new guy, calling the plays, and he has his own things that he's convicted by. So, I mean, you just have to wait to see.
Gotcha. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Last one, Peter Splendorio.
Hey, Brian. You mentioned, this being the best season of your career to this point. I'm interested to know if there's anything about Charlie's process or anything he's said that's really clicked for you that has contributed to that or maybe gotten you to that point.
We've had many talks. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head right now is, he said to do something you haven't done, you have to do something you haven't done. So, I mean, that's essentially talking about my process. I really feel like he helped my process out a lot, just from watching film to, what I do with my body and just the intentionality that I put in everything that I'm trying to get towards, you know what I mean? So, we've had multiple talks about my play and where he sees it, and he shoots it straight. So, that's all I can ask from him, and that's what I appreciate.